Before we dive in, I have a question for you. Have you ever disagreed with someone in English and noticed they looked uncomfortable or even offended, even though you didn't mean to be rude? Drop a comment below and tell us about your experience. We read every single comment, and your stories help other learners feel less alone. Hey everyone, I'm Sarah, a native English speaker from California, and I've been teaching English communication for over 8 years.
And I'm Johnny, originally from London. I've worked in international business for a decade, and let me tell you, I've seen how one wrong word during a disagreement can completely derail a conversation.
Welcome to Native Speakers. We're here to help you sound natural, confident, and polite in real English conversations.
Today's lesson is absolutely critical because disagreeing is something you'll do almost every day, at work, with friends, even when ordering food.
And the crazy thing is, most English learners make one massive mistake that makes them sound aggressive, confrontational, or just plain rude when they disagree.
And you know what? Native speakers make this mistake too, but we're going to fix it right now. Let's get into it.
The lesson begins. All right, Johnny, let's start with a scenario. Imagine we're in a business meeting and you just suggested that we should launch a new product in December.
Right, December launch. Christmas season, lots of shoppers, perfect timing.
Okay, but I disagree. Now, here's how most people, including native speakers, handle disagreement. They say, "No, that's wrong. December is a terrible idea."
Ouch. Even though you disagreed with my idea, not me personally, it still feels like an attack, doesn't it?
Exactly, and that's the one mistake we're talking about today. When you disagree, you're focusing on the negative, on what's wrong, instead of building a bridge to the other person's perspective first.
Let me explain the psychology behind this. When someone shares an idea, they're emotionally invested in it. If you immediately shoot it down with no or that's wrong, their brain goes into defense mode. It's like you've triggered their fight or flight response.
Right, so the secret to polite disagreement isn't just about being nice, it's about strategic communication. You need to acknowledge the other person's viewpoint before you present your opposing view.
Let's replay that scenario. Sarah, I think we should launch in December because of the holiday shopping season.
I can see why December seems appealing, Johnny. The holiday rush is definitely a major opportunity. However, I'm a bit concerned about the logistics. Our suppliers usually have delays in December, and I'm worried we won't have enough inventory. What if we considered a November launch instead to avoid those complications?
Now that's the difference. You didn't say I was wrong, you acknowledged my reasoning, then gently introduced your concern with however and I'm worried, and you even offered an alternative solution.
Exactly. This is what we call the acknowledgement bridge alternative method. Let's break it down.
Step 1 is acknowledgement. You validate the other person's perspective with phrases like, I can see your point. I understand where you're coming from. That's an interesting perspective. I appreciate your thinking on this.
Step 2 is the bridge. This is where you transition to your disagreement using softening words like however, although, on the other hand, that said.
And step 3 is the alternative. You don't just say what's wrong, you offer a solution or different perspective. What if we considered, perhaps we could, have you thought about, another option might be.
Now, Johnny, let's practice with real-life examples. I'll be the person making a statement, and you show our viewers how to disagree politely.
Bring it on.
Real-life scenarios. Scenario 1. At work. I think we should have team meetings every day to keep everyone on the same page.
No way. Daily meetings are a waste of time. Nobody wants that.
Viewers, did you feel that? Super aggressive, right? Let's try again.
I absolutely understand the value of keeping everyone aligned, Sarah. Daily meetings could definitely help with that. However, I'm thinking about our team's productivity. Several people have mentioned feeling overwhelmed with meetings already. What if we tried twice-weekly meetings with a daily quick Slack update instead? That way we stay connected without taking too much time from everyone's actual work.
Perfect. Notice how Johnny validated my concern about keeping everyone aligned, used however as a bridge, provided evidence several people have mentioned, and offered a specific alternative solution.
Here's something crucial, though. Your tone matters just as much as your words. Even with perfect grammar, if you sound annoyed or dismissive, you'll still come across as rude.
Let me demonstrate. I understand where you're coming from, but that's not going to work.
Yeah, the words are polite, but your tone is saying, I think you're an idiot.
Exactly. When disagreeing, keep your voice calm, steady, and genuinely respectful. Practice in front of a mirror if you need to. Watch your facial expressions too. Scenario 2. With friends.
Let's do a casual example now. Sarah, imagine we're friends deciding where to eat dinner.
Let's go to that new Italian restaurant downtown. I've been dying to try it.
Italian? No thanks. I don't like Italian food.
Wow, that just killed the enthusiasm, didn't it? Now watch this.
Oh, I've heard great things about that place. You know, I'm actually not a huge fan of Italian food. I know, I'm weird. But I'd love to hang out with you tonight. Would you be up for checking out that Thai place nearby? Or if Italian is really what you're craving, I'm happy to go and find something I like there.
That's beautiful. You used humor to lighten the disagreement, you offered alternatives, and you even showed willingness to compromise. That's friendship-level communication.
Here's a pro tip. When disagreeing with friends or in casual situations, you can use phrases like, I'm not sure I'm sold on that idea. I was thinking something different. That could work, but have you considered, I hear you, but personally I feel.
These phrases are softer and less formal than business language, which is perfect for casual contexts. Scenario 3. When someone is factually wrong.
Okay, Sarah, here's a tough one. What if someone says something that's just wrong, like factually incorrect?
Great question. Let's say you're at a dinner party and someone says, I read that drinking 8 glasses of water a day is a myth created by bottled water companies.
Ooh, controversial. The instinct is to say, that's not true. Studies show hydration is important. But that makes you sound like a know-it-all.
Right. Here's a better approach. That's interesting perspective. I've actually read different information. Some research suggests that adequate hydration does have health benefits, though the 8 glasses number might be more flexible than people think. It's such a debated topic. Where did you read about the myth angle? I'd be curious to check it out.
Brilliant! You did 3 things. You didn't directly say they're wrong, you presented your information as what you've read rather than the absolute truth, and you showed genuine curiosity about their source.
This is super important. Disagreeing politely doesn't mean you're being fake or dishonest. It means you're being tactful. You're preserving the relationship while still expressing your viewpoint.
And here's something many English learners don't realize. Strong, confident people disagree politely. They don't need to prove they're right by being aggressive. Politeness shows strength, not weakness.
The cultural angle. Sarah, let's talk about cultural differences, because this is where things get really interesting.
Absolutely. In some cultures, direct disagreement is seen as honest and respectful. If you think someone's wrong, you tell them straight. No fluff, no softening.
But in English-speaking cultures, especially in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, we have what linguists call negative politeness. We try to minimize imposition on others and protect everyone's face or dignity.
Right. So when you disagree directly, even if it's culturally normal for you, English speakers might perceive it as aggressive or disrespectful.
Let me give you an example. I once worked with a German colleague, a lovely person, excellent engineer. In a meeting, our manager suggested a project approach, and my colleague said, "This will not work. This is inefficient."
Technically correct English, but
But everyone got uncomfortable. In German professional culture, that's perfectly normal. You're being clear and saving everyone time. But in English-speaking workplaces, it felt abrupt.
what should he have said instead?
Something like, "I appreciate the thought you've put into this approach. I'm wondering if we might run into efficiency issues, though. What if we explored alternative approach? I think that might address some potential bottlenecks."
Same message, totally different reception.
Exactly. And here's the thing, you don't have to abandon your cultural communication style completely. You're just adding an extra tool to your communication toolkit for English-speaking contexts.
All right, let's talk about specific phrases that make you sound rude when disagreeing. Sarah, hit me with some examples.
Number 1, "You're wrong," or "That's wrong."
This is the cardinal sin. Even if someone is wrong, these phrases shut down conversation immediately.
Instead say, "I have a different understanding," or "My information might be different."
Number 2, no but. Starting with no is like slamming a door in someone's face, and then the but erases everything that comes before it.
Try "Yes, and," or "I agree with that, and I'd also add," even if you disagree, finding common ground first changes the entire dynamic.
Number 3, that doesn't make sense. This implies the other person is illogical or stupid.
Better option, "Could you help me understand your reasoning?" Or "I'm having trouble seeing how that would work. Can you walk me through it?"
Number 4, and this is subtle, actually. When you start with actually, it often comes across as condescending, like you're correcting a child.
Yes, compare these. "Actually, the meeting is at 3 p.m., not 2 p.m. "Oh, I have 3 p.m. in my calendar. Let me double check."
See the difference? Same correction, but one makes the other person feel small, and one makes it a team effort to figure out the right information.
Advanced moves. Now for some advanced moves. Johnny, what if you're in a situation where you really disagree and it's important?
Great question. Sometimes you need to disagree strongly while still being professional. Here's the formula. Use stronger language, but increase your politeness proportionally.
For example, "I really must respectfully disagree with this approach. While I completely understand the rationale you've outlined, I have serious concerns about specific issue. I think we need to carefully reconsider because consequence."
You used really, must, and serious to show the strength of your disagreement, but you balanced it with respectfully, completely understand, and I think we need to, rather than we should or you need to.
Another advanced technique is the agreement sandwich. You agree with something, disagree in the middle, then end with agreement or a positive note.
Example, I love the creative thinking behind this idea, and the target audience analysis is spot on. My main concern is the timeline. I'm not sure we can execute this quality of work in 3 weeks, but if we could extend to 6 weeks, I think we'd have an absolute winner here.
See? Start positive, middle disagreement, end positive. It's much easier to receive.
Practice exercises. All right, viewers, let's do some practice. We'll give you a direct disagreement, and you pause the video and practice rephrasing it politely out loud.
Ready? Here's number 1. "Your idea won't work."
Pause and practice.
Okay, here's a polite version. "I can see what you're trying to achieve with this idea. I'm a bit concerned about specific aspect. Have you considered alternative?"
Number 2, that's not what I said.
Pause and practice.
Polite version, I think there might have been a miscommunication. What I meant to say was clarification. Does that make more sense?
Notice we're not saying the other person misunderstood. We're saying there was a miscommunication, which is neutral and blame-free.
You know what, Sarah? I want to talk to our viewers for a moment about why this skill matters so much.
Please do.
Learning to disagree politely isn't about being fake or overly nice. It's about being effective. When you disagree politely, people actually listen to you. When you disagree aggressively, people stop listening and start defending themselves.
That's so true. I've seen promotions, friendships, and opportunities lost because someone couldn't disagree respectfully.
And here's the exciting part. When you master this skill, you become the person everyone wants on their team. You become the diplomat, the problem solver, the voice of reason.
In meetings, you'll notice that when you disagree politely, other people start coming to your side. They think this person has a good point and they're presenting it thoughtfully.
Exactly. Your ideas get implemented not because you're the loudest voice in the room, but because you're the most persuasive.
So every time you practice polite disagreement, even in small conversations, you're building a skill that will benefit your career, your relationships, and your confidence for the rest of your life.
All right, let's wrap this up. Sarah, what's the main takeaway from today's lesson?
The one mistake that makes you sound rude when disagreeing is focusing on the negative without acknowledging the other person's perspective first. Remember the three-step formula: acknowledge, bridge, alternative.
And remember, it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone, your facial expressions, and your body language all matter.
Start practicing today. The next time you need to disagree with someone, at work, with family, or with friends, pause for just 2 seconds and think, how can I acknowledge their view first?
Those 2 seconds will change everything.
If you found this lesson helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Native Speakers. We post new lessons every week to help you speak English naturally and confidently.
And drop a comment below. Tell us what's the hardest part about disagreeing politely for you. Is it finding the right words, managing your tone, or something else?
We read every comment, and your questions help us create better content for you.
Next week, we're covering how to handle criticism in English without getting defensive, another crucial conversation skill.
Until then, keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, polite disagreement isn't weakness, it's powerful communication.
See you in the next lesson.
Bye, everyone!